Hey guys, it's Michael, and today I'm going to do a book haul. This book haul is only going to be part 1. I have purchased 18 books this month, and I feel like sitting here and talking about 18 different books, even though some of them are kind of grouped together, they are companions, they go together, same series, it would still take way too long, and you would be here watching this video for like 20 minutes, and that's just kind of too much and pointless to do in one video. So I broke it down, and I have 8 books to show you to start with. So let's jump into them. The first book, I don't think I need to say too much about. It is The Warriors Into the Wild by Aaron Hunter, an author with a name I can say. So I think most people have probably already heard of this or read it when they were much younger. I actually picked this up due to the fact that Whitney read these when she was much younger, and I wanted to kind of see what it was that she enjoyed so much when she was younger reading these, since I completely skipped middle grade and we're of the same age. So what did I miss is basically what I'm going to read that one for, and it was like 99 cents. So the next book is something I have already read this month, and it's Liesl and Poe by Lauren Oliver. And this book follows the story of a young girl named Liesl who's locked in the attic by her stepmother, which made me think Cinderella, and then she makes friends with this ghost named Poe, who is androgynous throughout the entire book. I think up until the very end he was very androgynous. He's known as It. And she also makes another young friend named Will, and this big accident kind of happens, and they travel about trying to fix those mistakes. And there's great art throughout the entire book. I love the little art sequences and how they draw the other characters. Now, if you are into something where it's more gray in terms of characters, this wouldn't be a book for you, just in the sense of you know who the bad guys are by the way they're depicted, and you know who the good guys are the entire time. They don't leave anything to be questioned. Now, the next book I don't know very much about. I kind of just picked it up due to it kind of sounded good, and it has a pretty cover, so I was like, oh, it's on sale, I'm gonna get that too. But I was thinking about it, and it does kind of sound Eastery, and that is Burning Midnight by Will McIntosh. This book follows a young man who is a sphere dealer, which I don't really read books about people who sell things very often, but this is very interesting. In this world, these spheres have just shown up all over the place, and if you burn one, you gain magical powers or super intelligence. And one of them is, because on the back of the book it'll tell you, how much they cost, how rare they are. One of them is teal, and its price is only $60, and it helps you to fall asleep easily. I know a lot of people who would use that sphere, including myself. But it's not a very long book. It's pretty short, so I should be through this relatively quick, and I hope I like it. The reason I feel that it's kind of Eastery, and I wanted to involve it in this one so I could get this up before Easter, is kind of like an Easter egg hunt, right? So the most precious sphere that no one, I guess, has really found until maybe this story. There's one guy, it says, who owns it. It's gold. So you gotta go find the golden egg, basically. This book is about finding the golden egg. The next book I picked up, I actually did not get on sale. I just happened to really like the premise of it. I saw the final book was out on a little setup at the local bookstore, and I was like, oh, what's that about? And I picked it up, and I like the idea of it, but you have to read book 1 first, which is The Unwanteds by Lisa McMahon. I believe she's also written some YA stories in her time, and I don't know what they were about. I know Whitney's probably read them, and a lot of you, but also if you look at the font size, it's ginormous, because it is middle grade, just like Liesl and Poe, and the Warriors are all middle grade. I did say I picked up some middle grade. So in this one, you have 2 types of people, and one of them are the intelligent people, and they are sent to university, whereas if you are found to be creative, which would be so bad for all of us, is you get sent to your graves. That's exactly what it says on the back of the book. Now, luckily for the character we follow in this, Alex, he is discovered by Mr. Tomorrow, who takes him off and teaches him about this magical world. And I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but there are these little origami dragons, and I have a real thing for dragons. Like, I actually adore dragons. So they get to learn how to harness this creative magic, and creativity is just one of those things that for me, like, to be persecuted for that, I find that's kind of interesting. The next story that I picked up was Illuminae, and that's by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I have read this one, and I don't think I need to say too much about it either, as it's very hyped right now, but I didn't enjoy it, I think, as much as some of the other ones. Other people that have read it, obviously, but I do hear that the audiobook is much better than trying to read it solo, because it's written in a dossier form, and it can get kind of boring. So the next book I have is Seraphina by Rachel Hartman, and again, this is something a lot of people read a long time ago. I want to say 2011? 2012. I was off by a year. So I believe the main character is a dragon. Like I said, I don't know too much about it, but most of you probably do. And that I just picked it up because of dragons. The next one is something we're going to buddy read here in our house, and that is the Novice, which is the Summoner Book 1. And that's by Taran Matharu. I can't say that. I don't know. He's a blacksmith's apprentice who discovers he has the ability to summon demons. And that's all I needed to know. The next story is yet another middle grade that I've already read this month, and that is Wolfwilder by Katherine Rundle. Look at those. Look at the end page. And the cover is just beautiful. There's multiple covers, so if you like this one, specifically look for the hardback. This is a story about a little girl who takes domesticated wolves and teaches them to be wild again. And is really cute, but the story is very predictable as it is middle grade, and it just grows to be very predictable in time. So it's not something, if you're looking for some big fantasy adventure, it's more like walking through the woods. But I did enjoy it, and that's all of the books for this haul. I kept this under 8 minutes. If you're interested in knowing anything more about any of the books that I hauled in this video, just let me know in the comments. And I'll also link all my social media in the down below, so that you can follow me and maybe read my actual reviews on Goodreads for some of these as I go along. And you can expect a second video hauling the last 10 in the books that I've purchased so far this month. Thanks for watching.